have had a pullback here in Baby Doge, so we're just going to go over that real quick. As you can see, we had some resistance all the way up here at 1400. It was pretty hard for us to try to get past that. So we had the pullback, and now we are bouncing off of the support down here at 8Z 1250. So now we're bouncing off of that. We're at 1310. So right now, what our goal pretty much is to get back above this 1350 area because we just bounced off 1250. So now we got to bounce off this 1350 and make our way back up here to 1500. So also remember Bitcoin, we have to always watch what's happening in Bitcoin. If we don't know what's happening in Bitcoin and if we don't know where Bitcoin's going, then we're not going to know where Baby Doge is going. So that's something that you guys got to pay attention to because Bitcoin, as you can see right here, is right at the support and is looking like it wants to sell off here. I mentioned in my video yesterday that there's a possibility that Bitcoin could be selling off here if it does not have enough strength to keep going upwards. And you can see right here, it's not looking like it has that strength at this moment. So watch the video I made earlier today. And you can see here on the MACD that it's curving downwards now. It's starting to switch to a bearish setting here. You can see the red candlesticks being printed out. Now it could easily reverse. It really could. And it could stay overbought. But currently it's overbought and it's kind of correcting itself. So remember what I mentioned inside the previous video about Bitcoin, about us possibly coming back to 111K. That's a possibility here, and we need to watch out for that. Because if that happens and we see the RSI continuing to curve downwards, and we see Bitcoin go down to 111K, then we also have to pay attention to Baby Doge. Because yes, Baby Doge has just pulled back to this level at 1250, but there's a possibility that if we cannot pass 1350 and we do not see Bitcoin passing 119K, then what we end up seeing is Baby Doge pulling down here to about 1150. And then we could also end up seeing Bitcoin pulling down here to 111K. So that's pretty much what we need to watch out for. We need to be careful here. And then we could also pull further down to 1100. That's where our Fibonacci retracement is. So we really need to pull. Really need to pull it together and continue to go up. But yeah, like I said, if we can't get past this level and we can't get past 119K, we're gonna end up seeing Bitcoin at 111 and then breaking Baby Doge down to 8Z 1100. But that would just be another good opportunity to buy it cheap because hey, if you guys did this trade that I was mentioning, sold up here, then you can wait for it to go right back down and you can do it right again. But anyways, right now I still wouldn't say it's a good time to sell because we're still so close to the bottom. If you got in at the bottom at 8Z1, then you could really wait as long as you want to sell. So because you pretty much got in close to the bottom. So that's what it is. But yeah, again, just looking at the MACD, it's looking pretty bearish for the MACD. Hopefully, Bitcoin can keep it going, but it doesn't look good for this level up here. If you just look at how it's going, we have had some very good support. And the fact that this support is so strong, it was resistance before, but the fact that this support is so strong for us, it kind of shows that we still have potential to rise because right now the volume is actually pretty low. If you look at the Bitcoin volume, it's lower than usual. So yeah. But other than that though, we're still seeing good movements inside of Baby Doge. We still ended up bouncing back off of the 1250 support and we did that pretty easily. So that's still good. The fact that we were able to bounce off it so easily. And honestly, if we can see 120K Bitcoin and then a big major pullback, we could be entering the altcoin season. So there is still a possibility that Baby Doge breaks away from the likes of Bitcoin because right now everything's following Bitcoin's lead. If you look at the whole market, everything is literally going the same direction as Bitcoin. But if we can actually break away from Bitcoin, we can really set our own precedent. So that is exactly what we need to do inside of Baby Doge. So also, just looking over here at the trading volume for Bitcoin, you can kind of see the volume is at, since it's at 23 million, let's go ahead and look at the volume here. 23 million right here at the peak. We had about, or not million. Let me change that up. 23 billion in volume. And at the peak here, you can see 81 billion, 86 billion, 77 billion. Like we had huge amounts up there of volume. And then down here, It's kind of the same of where it's at now. It's at 23 billion now. It was down here before as well. If you look all the way down here, this is just all selling volume, 50 billion. And looking at 3 months ago when we were lower, we were doing what, 9 billion, 10 billion. And then when we were pumping like 16 billion, 30 billion, 50 billion. So a lot of people are just saying it's the institutional money flowing in, which is actually true. Institutional money is flowing in. But what's going to happen when they kind of slow down, and which is kind of looking like what they're doing right now? We're just seeing the price go sideways. That's pretty much what's happening until we start to get major sells, if we get major sells. So the volume has slowed down, but the price has not dumped, which means institutional investors are not trying to sell. Hedge funds, they're not trying to sell. ETFs are not trying to sell. And it's also looking like retail traders are not trying to sell either at these levels. So we can actually maintain these levels until people start to sell in the masses. But anyways, keep an eye out for that. I'll keep you all updated on what is happening here with Baby Doge. But there is the possibility that we can go down to 1100 if we see Bitcoin go down to 111K. But yeah, this is all I got for you all today. Hit the like button and subscribe. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you guys want me to go over next. And let me know if you guys want a live stream. I think I'm gonna do a live stream soon. So let me know. And yeah, this is all I got. As always, I'll be back with another video.